shit. One more step.
Road safety.
Alright, so, you're on now. You can take it away when you're ready.
All right, so we just almost got into an accident with a bird scooter.
Okay.
A bird scooter patron, and I guess one thing I could say is I think safety is like thrown to the wind.
Oh my God! There
those?
he goes.
Look at there, he's going. He's zipping down again. So those things go as
I wish
fast
the
as a
camera could
moped.
turn and show the camera.
I think we might have caught him on camera.
Yeah, we'll catch him again. So what people don't understand is like you need to wear a helmet on those things.
Okay.
And like if you don't wear
You're
a helmet,
supposed to.
yes,
Not you
you're not
need
need
to.
to. But like those things move fast, right?
Right.
Then the other sketchy thing is that like all the rules say you have to ride on the road, right? Like you're not allowed to ride on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
So like, where's a safe spot for them?
See, that's weird. Like, you can make the same question about bikes, right?
Exactly.
Like, why do bikes not go on the sidewalk? I've always been a proponent of that, but that's not.
So
that's not-
okay. So I ride my bike,
Yeah.
a road bike.
Right.
I think it's better on the road, but a lot of like I can talk about this for days. Like our city's not built for bikes.
Okay, but like with the current state of the city,
Yeah.
or like most cities in North America, why do you think it's safer to be on the road than on the sidewalk?
I think the general idea is that you're moving much faster than pedestrians. So like the idea of like the autobahn.
Yeah, but
like,
if a bicycle crashes into a pedestrian, like
Yeah.
worst case scenario, someone goes to the hospital for a little while. If a bike crashes into a car, it's a lot worse, right?
Fair.
Like by a lot. It's
I
not
agree
even
with that.
close, right?
So
That's true.
So I don't know what the.
So I wonder
Maybe
if
the comment section can one day elaborate on this, right?
yeah.
But
So I think there's like a disconnect between, especially in our city, like safety, like knowledge for cyclists and drivers. Like I feel like drivers don't know how to drive with cyclists, but then cyclists have no.
it's just not doable, man. It's crazy. Like to think that you could have these people like our speed limit is not the same, right? You can't. Like when we're going down this same street, right? This is gonna turn to 60, 70-ish, right? It means people are going 80. There's no bike that's matching me there, but if they're expected to be side by side with me, that's a death sentence, right? But that's the expectation. So I don't know, like.
We need something like, and that's like we need like cycle-friendly cities, like the Netherlands. You see, like they have separate roads.
Okay, but the Netherlands is very, very different. I don't know if you've been to Amsterdam, but their roads are not even equipped for cars.
That's
really.
what I'm saying. Yeah, they have a whole.
It's like a
separate
whole
bike
different
system.
thing.
That's what
yeah.
we need, though.
So you could say that's what we need, but you also got to consider like we're a very different place than
Absolutely.
Holland, right? So like we need cars to get around. Like this is essential to American way of life. So I don't know if we can just convert to that style because it just wouldn't work out.
No, we need we need a total infrastructure change, but that's like a whole other issue.
You could, but again, like the structure of just things in Europe is very, very different. It's not the type of like you go to Walmart halfway across the city and come back.
You
Right?
have like people-oriented cities versus like the car-oriented cities in America. I don't know. Maybe that's the change we need though with like fighting climate change.
Maybe.
It's also people need to be better at driving, like this guy in front of us.
See, the question is like, do you really need to like change the whole structure of this? Because it would be like massive structural change everywhere. Like you would need like new mom and pop stores popping up everywhere to like give people groceries and shit.
Like infrastructure, then, like
or you just have Bezos take it over everything.
Exactly.
So either way, but I think like within any narrative you spin there, it would just be easier to like make cleaner cars. No.
Absolutely. That's like the first step, but eventually, I don't know.
But we were talking about the helmets and the scooters, right? And we kind of like steered off topic. Okay, so
helmets and scooters. Yeah, I was just saying, safety in general. People are not safe on those scooters. And like second, third day of school, a friend of mine, we all went for a drink for their birthday, and he fell off. Or sorry, well, he and she, both of them were sharing a scooter. Right. He falls off.
A disaster.
Yeah, it was a bad news move, but falls off. Scrapes his arm. Like it's a pretty bad road rash.
Right.
She broke her arm. Broke her arm, like for an innocent little ride in between classes.
Right.
And this poor girl had to like go through her first set of final exams with a broken arm. Right. So
unlucky. Yeah.
It's people don't realize how fast you can move on those things and how dangerous.
So what is your solution? Is there a solution or like price we pay for freedom? What is it?
No, I want to say like almost like awareness campaigns, but like maybe Bird or these other like Lime, all these ones can like, explain how dangerous they are. I mean, you
want the companies to explain that their fun scooter things are actually dangerous as fuck?
I generally think they may have a duty. They may have a duty, like a legitimate duty to explain.
What would they be saying though? hey, don't ride this thing.
Yeah,
it's
don't ride this because
That's
you will.
crazy, man.
No, you know, like, or I don't know, maybe. That's what I'm saying. Maybe it'd have to be like a YouTube level.
Okay, but if you're gonna do that, why aren't you forcing Chevrolet to be like, yo, you could die in this thing. It's a fucking death capsule.
They do.
Don't buy it.
Yeah, you'd be surprised all the stuff that has to happen with all the cars, right?
That cars have to advertise that they're killing machines.
Safety ratings they do.
I guess, but that's different, right?
But is it?
Then to advertise to the consumer that this is a dangerous product.
You're not running an ad saying, "Hey guys."
I thought you would run it like the cigarette companies where they put labels on it.
That's a little too far.
Instead of having punctured lungs or whatever, you have broken arms and shit. Hey, if you ride this, you might turn into. I don't know if I'd be for that, man.
They can do a campaign or some kind of videos where they're showing people eat it. And hey, be safe.
This could be you.
The first time you sign into the bird.
Yeah, you sign up and there's kids with broken arms all over it.
And then no, because don't you do it from your phone?
Yeah, you first.
So when they know it's your first time, it should make you do a little training lesson.
Yeah, maybe
2 minutes.
Swipe through.
Show that you can be responsible on it. Clear all the waivers and then ride it.
Few fun waivers. I'd say
okay, here's the thing though. I feel like the people who do dumb shit on these things already know they're doing dumb shit. It's not like they don't know. Your friend who rode with another person, it's not like they don't know you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I know that, having never been on one. Why is it that you think this will save help anything?
So I think it's a subset. You got the people who are gonna watch those videos and go I can do that, I won't fall, and they'll do crazy shit with it. I think there's a subset of people.
I think you're just giving people ideas at that point. Hey, have you tried this?
See this?
Hold my beer.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm saying there's a subset of people. There's I don't know. I think my mom. I could see her hopping on one, not thinking it's gonna be dangerous at all, and it starts going and not knowing how to stop. Right?
Right.
There's a level there where I think people they don't understand how much power there is in them.
I guess.
Also, I think it's again the internet with cars and stuff. You're supposed to be on the road with them.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Literally, just down here, a couple days ago I was going, there was a scooter, it was just like a scooter, but imagine it much bigger, wheels the size of my car's wheels, and this guy's just standing on this thing, going down, right in the middle of the road. I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do here? He's clearly slower than me by a considerable margin, but I can't just
That's the worst
it was such a weird thing to handle. It was one lane as well, right?
Exactly. That's the thing, dude. That's a knowledge. Some people ride bikes in the middle of the road. You can't do that.
Yeah.
If you ride your bike on the road all the way to the side, right? Allow people to pass if they can. I don't know, man. People get a vehicle and they can just go crazy with it.
It's crazy. Well, maybe this is the time to tell you though that I generally believe that road laws shouldn't exist, any of them.
You think they should exist?
I think none of them should exist.
So you're anti automation?
Anti-automation?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I'm not talking about automation. I'm just talking about road rules,
road rules.
Yeah,
I thought you said robots.
No. Road rules.
So if self-governance is an idea.
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
I think if you run a red light, there shouldn't be any repercussions unless you hit someone. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
I don't know how you feel about that. Probably you think it's crazy.
No,
but
I can get there. So let's do so where do laws start and end? So you're saying only road rules. Do you think all laws should be
not all laws, but a lot of what we have in the system I think could be scrapped.
Okay.
Again, that's probably pretty crazy to most people, but
I don't think so. I just graduated from law school.
Oh, sick.
So I care about law stuff.
There you go.
I'm just curious generally you have laws to deter people, right?
Right.
What do you think the deterrent would be?
But why do you need to deter people all the time from doing shit? Here's an example for you. So you're a law student, right?
Yeah.
Let's say I'm at a traffic light. This happens all the time, right?
Yeah.
Where it's 3 a.m. Nobody's around anywhere because I'm the only person still fucking crazy enough to be on the road. And I'm sitting behind a turn light and I can see 3 kilometers in every direction. I'm just sitting there because this thing hasn't turned. And sometimes at night they won't even turn at all. They just sit there. So what is the logic behind deterring me from running this light? Knowing that I could even if I really get pissed, I'm just gonna go forward and U-turn and do the same shit, which is worse in theory.
Right.
Yeah. So why are we trying to deter me from this?
So I think it's for the one time that someone goes through that light and you didn't see.
But I'm saying I do see. Again,
right.
I have some level of discretion. If you give me a driver's license, you've now determined that my driving ability is to some standard, beyond a robot or some shit, right? That's why I'm allowed to judge when to go at a stop sign. right? At stop signs, it's my they don't know if I know what to do at the stop sign.
Right.
But you give that, so why is it that I can't do the same at a light?
So my thought would be like how. One, again, deterrence, right? Then the other thing would be like, I think like liability, like how do they determine who is at fault there?
Cameras. So like, see how I have these dash cams? I think everybody should have dash cams, and if you don't have a dash cam, then fuck, you're out of luck.
Okay.
I think, and you could argue, well, not everybody can afford that. Well, somehow everybody can afford to pay into the system of policing and this. So
you could say cars should be retro for all, like it should be mandatory. For
yeah, you could do that. That's fair. Again, I wouldn't be for mandatory cameras, but cameras. If you have, good for you.
Or like the
if you invested, $60 into saving your car, that's 20 grand. Good for you. Makes sense, right? It's like, yeah. So that's how you would determine it.
Okay. I think I would actually like kind of get with you on the idea like maybe after a certain time that certain lights turn into like always stops.
Yeah.
So like you know what I mean? So like you wait there like. And you just treat it as a four-way stop. Now you're not waiting at a red light for like 5 minutes. I think that would be.
So again, I think there should be some level of discretion. I'm not advocating that we remove the lights, remove the stop signs, but I say that they should stay there as suggestions, basically. Same thing with speed limits. I don't think we should have any speed limits. I think they should all be removed everywhere. People might ask about like residential areas. Yes, they should be gone there too.
Yeah.
Now you might ask, okay, what if you hit kids or whatever? Again, cameras and shit. Like it sounds dystopian, but it's just what I believe.
I'll get behind you on the speed limit one more. Because there's a standard for that. You can just say, if someone's going too fast and hits someone, they were negligent.
Yeah.
Like, that one I will 100% get behind.
But again, that's weird too, because if they hit like a pedestrian on the road, the pedestrian isn't wearing a body cam or some shit, right?
Is the speed though? Like, you could say, like, the speed wasn't even the reason why they hit. That just increased the risk.
Yeah.
So by driving a higher speed, you should be actually driving more carefully.
And the question becomes, like, how do you catch this guy and this and that, though, right?
But
like,
that's yeah. No, I'm saying,
So if you have, like, a hit-and-run situation. Again, my version of how this world will play out is pretty dystopian, but...
I can get behind the speed limit one. That one, the light one may have to...
The speed limit one becomes really fishy when you start thinking about, okay, if I'm going 160 on a Canadian highway, then I can get like $10,000 of fines, crazy, 2 years of prison, endless number of points, my insurance is destroyed, and you're like, okay, if I was in Germany right now, I would just be going to work right now, and there's no normal.
If you're doing 160 and you just don't get caught, because how many people drive that fast on the 401?
That too, right? But we're just like speaking about like the standard,
safely.
right?
Yeah, I don't think they're driving safely.
So yeah, it's crazy to say something is like a horrible crime here that if you're just doing it in Europe, you're just a guy. Like
it's very strange. Well, you look at drinking age in the States can, right? Like
or drinking outside. Yeah, like you can't drink outside in North America. Anyway, it was nice talking to you. Nice meeting you guys. If you want to check out the channel, by the way, it's called RideLight. That's the name. One word, like highlight. All right. Take care. Have a good night.
Nice to meet you.